Hey everybody, welcome back to Her Empowered Life, beautiful ladies. I just wanted to continue on our March journey of woman empowerment, and I'm getting ready for the day. And sometimes I kind of come up with my best content while I'm putting on makeup, so bear with me. I just want you to know, like, on my channel, I have most of my stuff unedited because I want it to be as real as possible. And I want, honestly, my hope is to hopefully inspire somebody and for them to know that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to look perfect. You don't have to have everything edited. You don't have to have the best equipment. You don't have to all of that to do anything to produce the content, because trust me, I have waited a long time to do what I do. And to be honest with you, I do have like a lot of content on my YouTube channel. And I know sometimes it probably is confusing because I said Her Empowered Life channel, and then I said YouTube Live, and I said subscribe, click the button, because I'm kind of doing all in one. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I need your feedback, let me know. And I know, and I apologize, as I am thinking, I like to say the word and I so am trying hard to do that. To not do that, I mean, but it just comes naturally when I'm thinking. So if that annoys you, I so apologize, especially because I don't edit my video. So if that annoys you, let me know. I'm really trying my very best to work on myself too and to not do that. But that is part of the reason why I do not do my video very much, or like wait to film, because it's kind of weird when you do your video and then you video yourself and you hear yourself, you see yourself on the video, and it sounds so terrible because like every other word, anyway, for me is like or I get lost for words, or I'm trying to find the word but I can't find the word. So I am trying to be as authentic as possible for you guys, so you see the real me. No pretense, just me, Helena, that's it. So bear with me as I'm putting on my makeup, getting ready for the day. But like I said, usually there's a time where you feel inspired. For me, we're talking about women empowerment. I know a lot of women are struggling with finding time for themselves because you get tired. I am tired. We all tired, especially now. I'm honestly still recovering from COVID, and I mean, I don't have to quarantine anymore, but it doesn't mean that whatever I feel doesn't continue to still affect me physically. I get really winded, my chest still hurt, and I feel tired. And but anyway, apart from that, it's really we want to talk about a little bit more around how I empower myself. Like I said, a lot of women find themselves tired and not having enough time. And I have found that waking up really early in the morning really kickstart my day, because I want to say I'm more introverted than extroverted, but because of my job, I have to be extrovert. I can bring it on, I can turn it on, I can turn my extrovert side, but if you come down to my core and my inner person, I am really not an introvert. I mean, I'm not really not an extrovert, I'm an introvert. And for introverts, I don't know about other introverts, but from what I understand about introvert and understand about myself, quiet time is very important to us. It's the time that we recharge. It's the time that we think about things. Anyway, for me, that's for me. I do like to reflect upon my day. I like to reflect upon what about my life. I like to reflect upon my goals, my vision for myself, just kind of center myself. That's kind of part of my meditation. Meditation doesn't have to be you sit and you do for like, I don't know, however long you do it. I don't do that, but I sit quietly too. But I find that being in the quiet and in the earliest morning, it's very inspiring to me, because that is where I get my recharge. Because when I come home, my kids are all over the place. They're jumping around. They are noisy, and they want my attention. So it gets tiring too, especially after a long day. So that's why I prefer my mornings, because my mornings is for me, just for me. Nobody else but me. And the good thing is nobody in my household wake up early except me. So that works out. Um, so one thing I wanted to talk about today is taking time for yourself to empower yourself, stay grounded. It's important for you to take time for yourself, to do the self-care, to kind of recharge, because especially for women, you are the anchor of the home, you are the piece of the home, and you determine and set the tone for your household. So taking that time, however you do it, it could be as easy as go out and get yourself a latte. It could be just lock yourself up in the bathroom for half hour. It could be telling your family that you need that 15 minutes. My husband is the same way. My husband tells me when he comes home, he doesn't like 50 million questions. I'm always full of questions. Not because I don't trust me or question, but just like, how your day? What's going on? What happened at work? You know, that kind of stuff. And he's like, I just need 15 minutes to just decompress, and then it's fine. You know, so everybody has their preference of how they like to interact and when is a good time to interact, and it's just really respecting each other's boundaries. um, the other thing that I want to talk about is about really what is top of mind right now for me is around women violence. Domestic violence and women being abused at home because of COVID. A lot of people are stranded in the house, and if you look at the statistics, there's a lot of women who are being abused, or there is more probability of being abused because both spouses are home, you know, and who is the abuser? The spouse. So um, I feel for this woman because domestic violence doesn't have to be a physical abuse. Obviously, physical abuse is like the extreme of them all, but it's a real thing. And I think sometimes women are not realizing that they are being abused. So I, for example, and I'm going to share my story because I have been in a relationship. I mean, obviously, this is my marriage for over 13 years now, but I was married before. And when I got married, I was 17 years old. And I don't know what marriage is. I just know that I wanted to get married because I got pregnant, whatever. So I got pregnant, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna make myself a family because I wasn't happy in my own house, in my own home, and I thought maybe I can make my own family. I can create my own happiness, and I was gonna do this, make this right. Let's get married so that we can have this baby, and the baby can see that the parents are married. 17-year-old mind. I mean, what do you do? And obviously now that I'm older, I can even imagine, because I have a 21-year-old, my 20, soon to be 21-year-old this year. She When she was 17, I'm looking at her like, oh my gosh, can you imagine when I was her age, I had a baby? And so I can understand now how horrified my mother was. But anyway, so going back to what we were talking about, domestic violence. My ex-husband was 11 years older than me, and he was in the military, and I was a very young mother. My first baby was at 17, and that's why I have a 21-year-old. But um I didn't realize that I was being abused. I know that he is very domineering. He's like a in a house of dictatorship. I know how growing up in a house of dictatorship is, because my mother is, narcissistic, and like a dictatorship. I say, you do. Same thing for my when I got married the first time. And obviously, is that what I wanted? No, because I wanted to run away from my family, and I ran into this relationship that was a duplicate of what it was, but a different body. The only difference is I'm married to him, and he's supposed to be my lover, whatever. Then anyway, and he was very specific about what he wants, and he's very specific about how he wants things done. So say we want to do an errand, and he said, let's go and do this errand. you go do this errand, for example. So then I will go run this errand, but then no, it has to be done this way, this way, this way, this way. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm running the errand, not you. So let me go run the errand however I want to run it. And then the end goal is what you want, right? That's common sense. But no, that's not how it is. You have to do this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and then this way. And so there is no way around it. I can't be my own person and put my own personality into my life. It's kind of how I felt about it. And I didn't realize that anything different about it because I grew up in that environment, and so I thought it was okay, you know. And then I married my ex-husband, who is like that too, and I didn't think that anything was really wrong with it, you know. And then obviously, as a 17-year-old, you grow up into your womanhood. You grow up into a woman, you know. After I had my first kid, very shortly, I had my second kid at 19, and then I started to grow up as a person, you know. And what I wanted changed. Like I said, I am into entrepreneurship. I want to run my own business. My first business was saying I was a stay-at-home mom, and being a mother, I really appreciated having my baby sling. And so I wanted to start a baby sling business. I was good at sewing, so I was going to, you know, start my sewing business and sew baby slings, sell baby slings, so that I feel useful. I don't want to just be a mother. It was never, I mean, I love being a mother, but I don't want that to just be my identity. I don't want to just be a mother and that's it, you know. I want more for my life. So um anyway, it wasn't something that he supported, you know. And it was more like I feel like I was being discouraged to do what I want to do, you know. And I feel like he prevents me from progressing in my life because he always tells me, what if things don't work out, more than, oh yeah, go try it, you know. And I feel like suffocated because I wanted to have the freedom to decide what I want to do, go and explore. And I wanted a partner that could really support me and encourage me. It was more like a Debbie Downer. You know, it was more like, no, what if this doesn't work out? Well, how much money is that going to be? You know, that kind of stuff. So I guess that was, those were looking back now, I guess those were red flags that I really didn't recognize. And then fast forward, my ex-husband was in the military, so he was gone 6 months, he was gone a year. And going into the relationship, I never knew that he was gonna travel that much, and I was left alone by myself with 3 kids at that time. I had 5 kids, just so you know. So 3 kids at that time. By the time I was 21, I had 3 children. Okay, my ex-husband was never home. I was taking care of my children all the time, grocery shopping, and I was living in Singapore at that time. In Singapore, only the rich people have vehicles. So I remember I had to have a double stroller because my first 2 babies were 11 months apart. So when Hazel was 11 months old, I gave birth to Hilford. So then both of them were within a year. Hazel barely walked, and then Hilford came. So and then I remember I had no help, no family help at all. And then I had to be pushing this double stroller to grocery store and dump all my groceries, diapers. So, I mean, there's no way I have to go to grocery store because I have to take care of my children. So then I have to go do that. And then I have to push the stroller with my groceries, sling my baby. And that's kind of why I thought about getting that, starting my sling business, because I found how useful that was. And it was starting to get popular at that time. Remember, that was 21 years ago. So and my ex-husband would come home after he go for his trip, and he came home. And in Singapore, the military, they're kind of on contract, so they travel and they fly and all that stuff. And it seems like he always volunteered for that. And it seems like I never ever have my husband home. And it seems like when he comes home, he wants to be in control. how can you be in control of the house when you are gone like 50 million years and then come back, decide that you're going to run the house? It doesn't work that way. And so there's a lot of conflict. And then you tell me what to do. I'm behaving like a man, like a woman of the house, man of the house, the mother, the everything. And then you come home and then you want to tell me how it doesn't work out. So, and that's why we are not together anymore. But long story short, sometimes we don't realize that we're being abused, and because we might grow up in that environment. And I think it's very important for us to really look at our life and reflect upon it. That's why I always say take time to think about your life, because the reality is sometimes we don't even realize that there's something wrong with it. But there is, when you really look at it, or maybe you don't want to believe it, or maybe you think, oh, maybe that mine is not the extreme case, or maybe this doesn't apply to me. But I think one big thing that I've learned for myself being in that relationship is, well, honestly, I didn't really learn that, but I practice that now in my marriage. Boundaries. Set boundaries. Hold your ground. Know your resources. Because when I left my marriage, I was a frog in a well. I had no money. Because I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't. I was like 22 or 23. And I must be 23. Yeah, I was 23 when I got divorced. I was like, I am not going to live the rest of my life with a mom in the male body. No way. I've done that my whole life growing up with my mother. I am not going to do this again. So he's actually, what happened, what broke it was he was offered another contract because his contract ended, and he was offered another contract. And I said, I would rather have less money, but I have you home and we have the family together, and it's fine if we have lesser. I don't care. But nope, he wants a single life. And on top of that, he came home and told me he bought a motorbike. And I'm like, a bike? That's a big thing. And you don't think to talk to me before that? But anyway, that was like in the past. This is 16 years ago history now, anyway. So anyway, I left that relationship. I learned so much about myself. There was a lot of suffering, trauma that came from that experience, and that's why, those little experiences in my life kind of created that passion and that fire in me to want to help other people, because there are women right now who are experiencing that. Maybe it's not at like a overt abuse, like beating them up so they show bruises. It could be a mental abuse. A lot of abuse is scarless, and those abuses causes trauma, and people don't realize that. And what I can tell you is not that my marriage is perfect now. There's no perfect marriage, because it's two imperfect people, human being, joining their lives together. But my husband now is completely different. I mean, it's such a blessing, and I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed because he is able to tolerate my nonsense, honestly. But what the difference is, when I'm upset, he doesn't get more upset. He does if I don't stop. So again, it's two people. But going back to the abuse part, my husband now, he's not like that. If I have a stupid idea or crazy, silly, even for me, I know it's silly. And if I bring that up, he will never discourage me. He will say, "Oh, okay, that's it." He never say good. And in fact, sometimes he encouraged me to go and try it for myself, because he know that I'm a person that I need to find the answers for myself. I need to experience it for myself. I will not give up until I know for a fact that it's not going to work. And once I did that, I can satisfy my own curiosity and my own satisfaction of knowing, and that's good. He knows that about me. And so, but he never ever discouraged me from pursuing anything, and he always give me my freedom to do whatever I want and pursue whatever I want without making comments like this is stupid, or how much money is that going to cost you, or you know what I mean, like this discouraging comments. And women who are in domestic violence, who are more abusive, I mean, I think towards the end of my marriage, my ex-husband's relationship, me and my ex-husband relationship, it got abusive, like physically abusive. And it was not a good situation. And at that time, I was a stay-at-home mom with 3 children, like I said, by the age of 21. When you're a stay-at-home mom, you have no friends, you have no support, because my mom is not really that involved in my life. And I don't, my in-laws at that time wasn't that involved in my life either. And so, and you don't have a lot of friends, because what do? You stay home and take care of the kids. So it's a very lonely place to be, and scary, especially when relationships don't work out and you really think about, like, do I really want to leave? Do I? Because if I leave, I have nothing. If I leave, what am I going to do with myself? Because I don't know anything else. If I'm going to, it takes courage. I've been there, trust me, I've been there. I had no money and I had to go out there, and like, I don't know what a freaking resume was. No idea. No idea. I didn't realize. Well, I mean, I heard of a resume, but like, what the freak is a resume back then? And I have to write my resume. I have to, when I got divorced, I had to ask one of my friends, and she was so kind to take me in for a very short time until I get myself established for a few months. And I got a job. The good thing about my experience was I speak good English. In Singapore, I speak good English. So people like to hire people who speak good English, because it's a, if you know Singapore is a very touristy place, and it's very diverse, and they like people with strong English language skill, because it's just more professional in the professional environment anyway. So that was my experience with that. And I want to say, like, it was a hard time for me, but it takes a lot of courage to do that. And so I really think that as women, we have to be very smart, because right now, and this is the other thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but is that a lot of women, they think that, oh yeah, my husband is faithful, my husband is like that, there's no reason to do this and that. I personally, being on the other side, I'm not saying my husband is going to be unfaithful. I'm not going to say, I want to be financially independent, to know where everything is. When I was a stay-at-home mom, I have no idea what bills are. What is bills? My husband takes care of it. What is this? What, I had no idea. I was a frog in the well. And now I'm no longer like that. I need to know, okay, what bills do we have? Which company it's from? And because who is to say that your spouse is not going to get sick? You need to be able to take care of you and take care of your children, at the very least, if anything goes wrong or sour in your relationship. But if something goes wrong, where maybe someone falls sick or something, that you have that capability to pick up, instead of having it all on one side, and one side of the relationship, because then it's not helpful for you if things goes wrong. And there's a lot of women that struggles when that happens to them. But anyway, I just wanted to leave you guys with the thought of, check on your friends, check on your girlfriends if something is not right with them. Because I can tell you, when I was going through abuse, I never say anything to anybody, because I didn't know anything differently. Even when I knew something was different, it was very embarrassing to talk about it. I mean, who wants to tell somebody else that their relationship is failing? Or, oh yeah, my husband is beating me, or you know what I mean? Like, my husband demeans me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not comfortable to talk about. But there are signs, and it's very silent signs that you can look out for. And sometimes it's just having a conversation and listening to what the other person is saying. You might be able to pick up some stuff that you can talk to them about. Offer your help, and when your friend asks you for help, offer it to them. Because if my friend didn't help me when I was going through my divorce, I don't know. Maybe I would have gone back. I really don't know. But my friends out there, if you are watching this, I am a trauma and recovery coach. I've been through trauma, and that's why my passion is to help women that have went through trauma, whatever the trauma is. Could be divorce, could be abuse, whatever. I've been there, done that, experienced it, all that stuff. And so if you desperately need some help, you need some resources, please reach out to me. I'm here for your support. Even if I can't come and fly there wherever you are from to rescue you, I am here to support you. I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to be your support system. It is a very lonely feeling, and I know I have been there. It is so lonely when you have no one to talk to and you are just crying inside, dying inside, and nobody, it's like you're screaming and nobody is hearing you. Please, please DM me, please message me, please email me. I will give you my number, whatever. I want to be there for you because I don't want you to be like me. I don't want you to be like me when I was at that point in my life that sucked and I just have nobody else to turn to. I do not want that for you, and my heart breaks for you if that's you. So please check on your friends, recognize the signs of abuse, reach out, know your resources, and never do this alone. Don't do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. I'm here to help you. We're here to help you. Every just say something, and you'll be surprised how life would turn out for you. All right, I know it's very deep, heavy stuff. I mean, almost half hour talking about it, but I hope you guys are understanding where I'm coming from, and I hope this message empowers you to make a decision if you are in that relationship or recognize some of the signs and help someone out. But I hope this month we can have more conversations like that about real experiences that is life changing and can be life changing, and that you don't have to be a victim of it. You can rise above it. Is it going to take work? Yes. Is it going to take courage? Yes. But you have all and everything it takes to be there. All right, guys. I'll talk to you again, ladies. You have a good day.